Thought today'd be a good day to kind of review and let you know how I pack out my Veto Pro Pac TECH-MCT. This is bag right here. We're going to take a look at that. If you happen to use one or have any questions, be sure to mark down in the comments what those are and how you use it. Hey there, how are you today? If you're new to the channel, I'm Sean with Accent Alarms. I have about 25 years experience designing, installing, and servicing quality, long-lasting automatic gate systems. By automatic gate system, I mean I work on gates, gate operators, cameras, access control, and wired and wireless connectivity. And I've recently added video production to the list of things I do. I'd love to get your feedback, good or bad, down in the comments section, and please take a second to click on that subscribe button. It really helps us out when you do. Keep your head on a swivel and be safe out there. So here we have the TECH-MCT. I've been using it for about a year and I really like it. It's worked out well. If you've seen my trailer video or the tools I bring to work, you know that I've got a big tool chest that's kind of in the front of my trailer, and this and my open top Veto Pro Pac sit there at the kind of back of the trailer. And since I work on so many gates, I'm fortunate that I work out of the back of my trailer a lot. Now when I do go in a building, what I'll do is I'll typically bring this and my Pro Pac stuff in, and obviously my TP3 tool belt is my other go-to. And what I like to do is kind of save room in these so I can bring the little extras that are unique to what I'm going to do, whether that's I'm putting in a C-Glue radio or a fluid mesh radio or mounting a camera. You know, it depends on what I'm doing, so I like to save some room so I can change my loadout. In this guy, I've stuck some business cards in this little pocket here. You got to change them out quite a bit, but I like to have a few of them with me. You know, you never know when someone asks for them and keeps them from having to run back to my truck, or they're handy. In this other front pocket, I like to keep my little chain for my ball and chain. If you're not familiar with those, well, if you do low voltage work, you're familiar with those. If you're watching this and you're not familiar, what you do is basically untangle this. If you got a hole in the top of the wall, or maybe it's only halfway down, you shove this in your wall, drop it down, and in a second I'll show you there's a magnet. You can kind of fish that in your hole and it'll grab this and you pull it back through. If you run wiring, this is a must-have. Put that back in there. Kind of work around the outside of the bag. You got some nice hooks here. What I'll do often is I'll take my meter bag and a little carabiner and I'll hook it on there. Whether that's my, my Fluke digital multimeter, or sometimes I'll stick the toner on there. It kind of lets me have some places to hook some stuff. On the outside here, since I do so much gate work and cutting, gloves are a must. And what I found, I like these clips. Got them from Amazon. I originally had this clipped on here, but it hung too low. So what I did is stick a little keychain and tie it up here to the top. Got a pocket for my Milwaukee knife. The rest is probably just Sharpies on the outside. I've heard a lot of good things about the Milwaukee markers. I haven't tried those yet. If you've used those and have an opinion, go ahead and leave that in the comment. If you use black cable, you know that blue and black and red don't show up very good. These silver, and I also have some gold ones, work really well for those black cables marking. My Milwaukee tape, again, you got a nice solid metal. This thing is on there so well, it's impressive. I think that's about it for the outside. On this side you got another pocket. Since I typically carry my impact in my either on my belt with the TP3 or in the open top, and in that I keep my little assortment of bits. So I don't really use these. Maybe if I was going inside, I'd load up, like I said, for a particular job. This handle's solid. The whole thing is solid with a solid plastic bottom. which is nice. If it's muddy outside, you're not worried about it. And really solid zippers. You could put a strap on here. I typically roll it in on the top of my pack out kit. This has a snap here, so you can snap it on here and leave the front open like that. It's pretty handy. As you can see, we'll start from the top and work down. Here's my wet noodle. That's why I was showing you with that ball and chain. What you can do is kind of bend this around. This end's magnetic, so when you shove it in the wall, you can put a little hook on it and fish around and grab that magnet and pull it back out. So again, if you're a do-it-yourselfer, you know, pick one of these up. It's very helpful when you're running cable. Let's see, we got nice neoprene things up, pockets up here. They're really nice. I don't put anything in there. I guess if I didn't have my little case of Milwaukee 1/4-inch hex tips, I might store those in there, but like I said, I typically carry that around, so I'm not using those right now. You know, high voltage meter check, you know, it's good to stick that on there and just double check before you stick your paws on something. Safety first, right? Along with safety, let's get this out of the way. It's my 4-gas monitor. I do a lot of work at gas plants. It's come in handy at some homes too if you want to check and see if your hot water heater's leaking or something like that. Another pair of nippets. I like to use these, you know, if you need to reach in there, grab something. These are handy to have. This is probably my favorite work flashlight. It's Klein Tools. You know, you got a light on the end that's great. Got a light on the side. I don't know if that's blinding you, how that comes across. As this is in the light, is glow in the dark, so if you're up in a ceiling and set it down, you can find it again. The back is magnetic, so you can stick it on a enclosure or a door or something hanging up in the ceiling and give yourself some light. I've really liked this and recommend that. So if you're looking for a flashlight, this is gets 2 thumbs up. If you've watched my other video, these are a must-have in my opinion for a low voltage guy. Watch that video if you have an opinion on that. Some strippers. My favorite screwdriver of all time. I've had these guys for like 20 years, and I don't know if I have 4 or 5 of them now, and they're just so smooth. Another tool I think any low voltage guy should have. I like to have a small tweaker with me. You can see it's quite a bit smaller than my go-to tweaker. There's a few things I work on that this won't fit in. So here you go. Again, these are, you know, I've used a lot of tweakers over the years. I like both of these. I like that I can put my palm on it, push it up against something and turn. We all have our things. Little hook tool with an arrow drawn on the end of it. You'd think Snapon, as much as they charge, could do something like that, so you don't have to figure it out. Again, you got that ball and chain in the wall or a wire, you can reach in there, hook it, pull it out. Plus and minus screwdrivers. I like to carry a little automatic punch with me. Although if you saw my other video where I'm doing the gate, this guy's about seen his better days. I have to reset him manually. I like to carry a little level with me. Here's a really nice 7mm wrench, Snap-on. This works great. If you've seen the C-Glue radios, metric, little tiny guys, perfect. Little offset Milwaukee bit, comes in handy. Magnet, lots of purposes if you're a low voltage guy. Picks up metal shavings, holds your drawing to a cabinet door. And I guess if you're a security guy, test a door contact. Not many guys have one of these, I guess. That's for rough tuning a C-Clue radio. It clips onto the radio and you can see down that hole and line it with your other radio. So that's about it for this guy. You can see lots of pockets and nice and solid. Again, really like this guy. Let's move this stuff away. Take a look what I got on the other side. I essentially use this side for my cable management. We already looked at those. I like to keep some sticky backs in there. A roll of Velcro. My headlamp. Got some more little pieces of Velcro. I like to keep this in here. It comes in handy. Used to keep one that didn't fold up, but you can see I don't use this very often. Like I said, most of my work's outside at Gates. Gates cameras, wireless. So I don't do a lot of work inside, but when I do, it's always good to have one of these in there and not have to run out to your truck or trailer to get it. Pair of scissors, cut my Velcro with, whatever else I may need. Usually my hand-me-downs from the office. Tie wraps, small tie wraps, and I used to laugh at people that use these, but I found what I like about this, one, it's adjustable, so I'm not over tightening, especially if I'm, well, you just don't want to over tighten any of your cables. So I can pull that, and the best thing is it gives it a nice clean cut. I don't know how many times I've been in a ceiling or just working around a cable where someone used diagonal cutters or their wire strippers and cut those off, and it leaves a wicked sharp edge on there, and that can hurt. More Velcro, another gold Sharpie and a red Sharpie, and there you go. So let me know how you pack yours out, what you think, if you've got one, if you've got something that you think works better. I'd love to hear about it. And I recommend these gloves too. They're my go-to gloves in multiple colors. I think I got some yellow ones and lime green. Keeps my hands soft. Actually it doesn't, but there you go. Again, let me know what you think, your thoughts, and everyone have a good day. Hey there, I'm Sean with Accent Alarms. Keep your head on a swivel and be safe out there.